Beautiful. Okay, so that's happening. Right. So the idea of today is just to have a quick half-hour check-in, and now that because you have completed all of Module 1, everyone's on track, just to do a quick stock take, make sure you've got that all down pat, it's all settling in nicely, because that lays the foundation for us to then build on going forward. So I thought it was a really perfect time to just check in with everyone.
There you go, making stuff happen awesomely. Sorry, I'm trying to get my book.
No, that's cool. Yep. Have your notes handy if you need them.
I might need them. I want them just.
So actually, before we get into that, who was your buddy for Module 1?
Leela.
Layla, that's right.
Leela.
And who are you switching to now?
Karen.
Karen Conlon. Oh, you're going to love. Karen's so gorgeous. Karen's one of my Manifesting Masterclass girls. Like, she's in her second year of Manifesting Masterclass, and she's totally awesome. She's really cool.
Lucky me.
And she's an accountant.
Awesome.
Yeah. She's really awesome. She's really lovely. And she's really excited about working with you. I had a session with her yesterday, and she's like, yeah, I snapped up.
Like, we've already got a time set. Leela was very kind of, we checked in a bit, but this is like, yeah. Yeah,
it's good. Well, she's really like, she's going, okay, this year I'm going to make, be even more committed, because she knows that the more you commit, the more you get out of it. And she had a great year last year, and this year she's going to do amazing things. So that's cool. And just checking, I'm trying to remember who's done what. Have you logged into the new member site yet?
I logged in, and then I couldn't get past Module 1, and I put a thing on Facebook, and you guys got back to me telling me to log in again, but I haven't got back to that yet.
Okay, cool. If you have any further hassles, just post it, or just message me direct, or Kerry, and she's had to fiddle with it just a little bit, because the system is designed to let you through, lesson by lesson, and I'm like, yeah, but they've already done Module 1. I'm not going to force them to watch the whole video again. I don't think I'd be popular, and so we've had to kind of fiddle with it, so you can just tick off everything you've already done, but then move through progressively from there, and so it's a bit fiddly, but I think she's got it now. It's just a few bits dropped off, so I think it's all good. But if not, just let us know, and then you should be all fine. It should be a hell of a lot easier, more stable. Right. So core values. What were your core values?
My core values were oneness, fun, and trust.
That's right.
Or R.
Exactly. I thought the same as I said it. Oneness, fun, and trust.
Maybe they're not. I don't know. Yeah, right now, that's what they are.
Oh, yeah. It depends how quickly you're evolving, right? So now that the dust has settled on all of that a little bit, how do you feel about them? How do they sit with you?
I think that the oneness is becoming more and more profound as I go along, because it's so lovely and stretchy and broad. I've been playing with that one quite a lot, and the fun. I've been having a hard time with my youngest one. She's been having big tantrums and all of that kind of stuff's been going on, and it's really easy to go into what's wrong, and trying to pull away from that and go into that sort of that oneness, the fun, and pulling away from trying to solve the problem, and just really nurturing the fun side of our relationship. And and that's been really helpful, and I've been seeing over the last couple of weeks in that, and the oneness has sort of been one of these kind of the oneness and the fun have been two kind of trigger words to me around, when I go into that space of her having a big crazy meltdown and hitting her sister and all that. So to kind of pull up and out a little bit, the one really helpful. Cool. And it's also been a little bit of a trigger as a touch point back to what we did in our one-on-one session.
Mm-hmm.
And that beautiful sensation of oneness that was so profound for me. like that word kind of triggers me to kind of touch into a little bit of that. So yeah, I've been really liking my values. But trust, it just kind of is a nice little reminder that not to worry about things too much, like just to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that one's not been as, as prevalent.
Cool. Good. And, that's awesome because you're already using them in your life in all different ways, and that there really is no limit to how you can apply your values, because your values are kind of, they're more than obviously the words. The words are just representative of the feeling, the knowing, the vibration. And so the more you tune into it, the more of it you activate in yourself, and then you can bring it to all parts of your life and figure out how to activate that vibration also in things, around you, so that there's a better match. So if, I've been talking to quite a few of the girls going, okay, now I understand why this has felt heavy and hard, because it doesn't actually meet my core values. So then you look at, all right, how can I inject more oneness, more fun, more of a sense, bring that sense of trust to it, and bridge those vibrational gaps. So they're just such a useful reference tool in so many ways. And, even when new opportunities come up, you can do a really quick check-in rather than being stuck in your head, evaluating all the pros and cons, which will just keep you there forever. You can just feel into it and see if they match. So that's cool. And everybody did that really, really well and really got it. So that's great, because sometimes I literally teach it in live workshops and people come for the third time and they go, oh, now I get it. And I just want them to get it straight away because it's so profound. So I'm so happy that everybody just really ran with it and got it. And, everyone worked in pairs so well and really got it as well. So it's really awesome. Cool. So, yes, so just remember they do evolve and change as you do. So, just keep checking in. Just keep checking in. But yeah, you've got it. Like, you're using them already in really awesome ways. So that's cool. And then we moved on from there to your success statement, which was really about, we all want more out of life, and we want this success thing, for lack of another word, whatever the hell that is. And most people never actually stop to go, what do I really want? Like, what does it actually look like? But more importantly, what does it feel like? So with the success statement, we want to go beyond the stuff and to the feeling, so that we can bring it into the now and bridge the vibrational gap and already connect to it. And that way, basically, you get to know how to make every single day of your life feel like a success, whether you've got the beachfront house or not, if that's on your list of, things you'd like in your life. So how did you go with that?
So mine was filled with love and standing strong in my power.
I love that. And so what does it mean to you?
It's really prevalent for right now. Again, the filled with love has been endlessly helpful, because it's such a great antidote for the fear stuff. Like, with all these, like, putting my business, I'm at the launch point, I'm telling people about it, I'm putting it out there, and like, it's really easy to go into the fear with that. And so that filled with love part has been so so prevalent, because as soon as I bring the love in, it disintegrates the fear somewhat. It's still there, but it definitely, it's a good balm.
Mm-hmm.
Using the love balm, and standing strong in my power. That just really resonates in terms of, like, that's the journey for me. Like, that's the journey to really own who I am, own my own worthiness, own my own power, and then to really stand in it. So
nice. So nailed that one, I think. And always remember that there's always going to be, like, fear is a natural biological response when there's change. And so you can always just breathe into it and go, oh, I'm feeling fearful. that's good. That means my system is getting ready for change, which is what I'm looking for. And then you can breathe into it and transmute it into excitement, because that's all it is. It's
So
excitement without the breath.
Doing that, I've still got the note on my table that's like, give their butterflies air or something like that.
Yes, that's right. That was so beautiful.
But yeah, I've been finding that the love, to kind of then put the love balm on it, it just takes the sharp edges.
Yeah.
Even the excitement can be a little ungrounded. So then with love, it just kind of just rounds me out a little bit. So
yeah.
it's like a bit of a two-step process: some breath and some loving.
Yeah, opening up to the love. And that's the thing, like most people will contract when there's an emotion they don't want. They'll contract, they'll shrink, they'll tense up, and it actually amplifies it, because, you know, you're pushing against it, so you're giving it power. So when you open up to the love, then you're actually relaxing into it. And I always remember, like, it was the best thing I learned in prenatal yoga was to just open up to the discomfort, you know, and allow it. And like I always remember how profound it was that when, you know, you might be fighting pain and fighting discomfort, and which we naturally can do, where we go, oh no, I don't want this, I don't want this, and you're trying to manage it, but you're actually battling it. And the difference between that and going, all right, what about if I just give into it and I just relax into it? And it would always just, whoops, still with me?
I just shut my video off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as long as you're still there. Yeah, and it just magically dissolved. Like the pain would dissolve. And then, you know, when you do that with like unwanted emotions, it's the same. Like you open up to it, and I guess it's the same as opening up to love, but you can actually just open up to allowing yourself to feel and letting the love flow through, and it just it dissipates it. It's quite magical and beautiful. So that's good. So do you have a little process for that? Just breathing into it, or what do you do?
I mean, I'm a long time Vipassana meditator, so I can do a bit of that kind of breathing into it, and then, you know, going into the sensation of it and just letting that shift through with the breath. And I have quite a few processes depending upon where that fear is. So sometimes it'll be, I have my little fear dance, which can, like, if the energy is too much, then I shift it with my dance. Dance has like become my, after all those years of being a sit on the cushion kind of meditator, dance is now really much more my practice. So I shift things with dance, I shift things with breath. I sometimes write it out just to get it out of my head if it's sort of thing. So it depends where it's hitting me as to how I deal with it.
Yeah. And shifting the body is a really powerful way to shift your state of mind. It's actually really powerful. Like just even things like adjusting your posture, you know, sitting up taller and breathing. Yeah, your body's really, really powerful. So that's good. And yeah, I've been doing a bit of shaking, which has been fun. Like I kind of started at the retreat in yoga last year, where the yoga teacher would just make us shake at the start of the class. And I loved it. And then Robin, who's in the Manifesting Masterclass as well, she went off to a shaking retreat for a week that her daughter took her along to. And she's a really big lady, and she loves it. Like she shakes every day, and like she shakes and chants on the beach in the mornings. And she goes, you should see people's looks, like they think I'm some crazy lady, and they just wide birth. But yeah, the body's powerful. It's really good. And a lot of people get caught up in the, oh no, I have to sit quietly and control my mind. No, you don't.
No.
Just got to allow stuff to move through you.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to be working with the mind, but sometimes it's just nice to work with the body.
Yeah. Cool. All right. And then the next one we did the be, do, have. So how did you go with that?
Yeah, I did good with that. Just which has been interesting because I did the be, do, have. I did Anne Alexon's money flow intensive the month before this started. and we did that with her as well.
Yep.
So it was nice to revisit and to really kind of, like, it just kind of grounded it all a bit more for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to find though where I've written it down because it's not front of mind.
That's all right. If you just had to rattle off the top of your head, what is that evolved version of you? Who do you need to be in order to step into the next iteration of your life?
There's a big part about validating my own worthiness in terms of the B, like having confidence in my own self.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also something about I have to be willing to take up space.
Yeah.
And yeah, that person is confident. They speak up. It's not that they're not afraid, but they see opportunities and move towards them.
Cool. So as you think about that, make sure that you personalize it, yeah? Because you started saying that person. You started with I, and then you went to that person. That person over there.
Person, but no,
she.
The last one, I was like, oh my gosh, I. I.
Yeah. It'll be the more, the evolved version of you, like the next iteration, because we always growing and evolving. You can't stop it if you try.
No.
But we want to have our hands on the steering wheel and decide which way we're heading. So play with that some more in your journal and make it, put some examples down. Start going, okay, validating my own worthiness. For example, at that point, I need to be somebody who X, Y, Z, and get really practical and really specific, so you can give examples of what does it look like? What does it mean to validate your own worthiness? Sounds good, but what does it actually mean? What does it translate to on an everyday level? Willing to take up space. Okay, cool. What does that look like? What does that mean you're actually doing? So get really practical and, give some examples and some situations and how you will react and how you will behave and show up and all that sort of thing. So don't be afraid of getting really specific, because all of that is really great fodder for visualization, which is what we're doing next.
Yep.
Which is why I get you guys.
Yeah, because I've written down a whole bunch of stuff that's more like that. But do you want, so go in and with that, do I then set that up as like I've found it. I've got a big list of all the things that I need to be. So then do I just keep making that list bigger, or should I be condensing? Like
No, just keep playing with it, because what you want to do is immerse yourself in it and make it, activate it. Every time you're writing it out and you're getting more specific and you're getting into, scenarios, you're visualizing it. You're visualizing, okay, so how would I behave? How would I act? What kind of responses would I need to have to certain situations? And so you're actually visualizing yourself doing what you need to be doing. Okay. So it's a really nice stealth way of getting you to visualize, just by getting you to think about it. And then when you start sitting down to do your visualization, all that stuff will come up for you, and you'll be able to just visualize yourself confidently doing this, that, and the other, and whatever it actually looks like. So this is just giving your unconscious the homework to do, to start thinking of ways that you can do that. So just keep playing with it. It's not, you don't want to condense it like the success statement and core values. We wanted to condense it down to something that's really easy to reference back to. But this is really just about, playing with it and exploring it. Right. And really diving into it, because at the end of the day, you are going to have to evolve into being the next version of you, right? The universe will responds to who you are being. So it's about starting to make those shifts. And so as you start just playing with that and, writing out different scenarios and ideas, you're actually preparing, like you're mentally rehearsing, you're also preparing your body. So you're starting to move into the next version of you. You're actually starting to be that person. And then that's when you start getting more comfortable resonating at that level. So you're kind of making incremental shifts. So it's a really important one. And it's quite interesting because that one is the one that people, core values, success statement, everyone's like, yep. And then B do have, they go, because it's a stretch, right? And so one way that you can help yourself bridge the gap, if you're finding it feels a bit stretchy, is sit down, just do a meditation up and, or sit and just meditate on it, like think about scenarios and so on, and then write yourself a letter from your future self.
Okay.
Just write yourself a letter from the future going, hey Trish, I'm having a really great time here. Here's a heads up on some of the things, you might want to consider doing to make it easier for you. So, what advice, it's like, what advice would you give your younger self? What advice would your future self give you? And you'll get some real gold out of that. Yeah. So letter from the future. All right, cool. So any issues, questions, anything around any of that?
No, that's great. That's fun. Yeah, it's interesting. When I did that running exercise, it was on the new moon, and I went with a friend and we took the day, which is in the place, and I wrote my big, the B, like the whole bit that before the B, have, do, what it was, have and do,
yep.
And and then the visualization that I did after that was just so gorgeous. So yeah, I will continue to play with that. That's really brilliant. Thank you.
Cool. Good. All right. So looking at all of, sorry, go on.
So no questions about that. Feeling really excited and happy and yay.
Yeah, I'm really excited and happy too. I'm just loving this group so much.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm just going, I've attracted the coolest women ever. It's really good. So in terms of like bringing that all together, so like this year's a big year, right? Because you're doing this program and you're really getting focused into all of that. So with all of this in mind and this shift that we just looked at with the Be Do Have exercise, what would be a nice little theme for 2018 for you, do you think?
Like theme?
Like what's this year all about then? Given everything you've just uncovered and discovered and remembered about yourself and where you want to go.
Yeah, I think this year is really about owning myself.
Love it.
And that's really, my business is putting me through my paces in terms of that, because I'm really having to own myself to put that out there. In my friendships and my family, that feels like it's very much about, all right, it's time to just step up as me. Like it's a step up and own myself kind of a year.
Beautiful. That's a great theme for the year.
Cool.
And that, that gives you another little tangible, I mean, you've got your success statement, which is fabulous, but I find having a theme is really helpful even on a more practical level, like everything that you're doing when you're working, when you're preparing your marketing and who you're going to talk to and all of that in your business, particularly, is this me owning myself? Yeah, it's like another good little, like if I want to achieve what I want to achieve and stand strong in my power filled with love even more of the time, I've got to make sure that I own myself in everything that I do, that I'm owning myself. And so, yeah. Exciting times.
Yes.
Very goodly. All right. Well, I'm extremely pleased with all of that. you're right on track, and it's going to be lots of fun moving forward into the next few modules. Now, you've seen the event I put up for the 2-day workshop, end of June?
Yes.
Cool.
So I'll just have to see if I can make it all fit from and all of that.
I made it that weekend that we talked about, so hopefully that hasn't changed. And and it worked well. The venue was available. I'm available, so I'm like,
just go for it.
Beautiful. So what I'll do, because it's like a 2-day workshop, fully catered and so on, I'll probably send, by all means tick going on the event just so it kind of shows up for you. But I'll probably I will definitely send an email and ask for firm RSVPs and sort of lock people in. And then, obviously if something comes up, but as much as possible, I kind of...
No, if I'm ticking on going, then just be whether I can get there and get back and it all fits into, like, it's got a very good chance. I've just got to suss it all. Bega's a bit of a backwater to get to and from.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, so it'll be, I guess, looking at flights out of Canberra, and I might have to leave halfway through the second day just to get back in time, or I might be able to organise my kids to have a sleepover with someone or something. Anyway, cool. You don't need to hear about my logistics.
Yeah, no, it'll hopefully all work itself out. Yeah. And actually, my brother's in Canberra, and so are my in-laws, like my mother-in-law and sisters-in-law, and so I'm always going in and out of Canberra. But my mum booked some really cheap flights for May, direct, Adelaide, Canberra. So, I don't know. Check that out. I think who flies direct? Is it Virgin? Might be Virgin who flies direct. But yeah, maybe look into that. Because normally it's like, we usually pay something like $500 return, but she booked for like 300.
Okay.
So yeah, don't know if that stretches, but let's manifest you good juju vibes. And
it's all going to just meet up and be easy.
Yeah, and I'm visualizing you right there, front row center. So.
Oof. I don't get my stress. Any excuse, look at me.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't post it in the group, but I think there'll probably be a let's go have dinner together night, especially, because there'll be a few girls from interstate coming in, so it'll be fun. Oh, which reminds me, anyway, that's my logistics. You don't need to hear about them.
Our little minds sorting it all out.
All right, gorgeous. I will let you get on with your day. Hopefully catch you on the live call on Friday.
I'll be there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And see you that's only 2 days away, so I'll see you very soon.
Yes. Thanks so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
See you. Oh, and I'll post this link, put this up on YouTube and send you the link in case you wanted to take notes on anything.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.